special discussion with Mr. SYED, if I'm pronouncing it right.
The French pronunciation is the SYED.
SYED. Great. So we'll learn a bit of French today. And the interaction is being held, as you all know, to promote, to clarify questions that you may have in your mind with regards to opening bilateral trade with France. And as all of you are frequent visitors to Paris and France, and I'm sure you have many questions in your mind. And today we have the Consul General addressing your questions personally. And if there are any export-related queries or import-related queries or queries related to how to kind of promote investment from Paris to India and India to Paris, vice versa. And you all belong to corporate backgrounds, and it will be a great platform to discuss and open your opportunities. Well, I would have a few questions myself to ask you, sir.
Please.
So, I would like to talk to you about the recent developments that you feel. What do you think about the Indo-France relationship and where it is headed, especially with the president recently visiting our prime minister? Do you think it's going to bring about some change in the and mobilize more resources?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, thank you, Mrs. Agarwaal, for taking this initiative to meet your association, organization today. It's a pleasure to have this opportunity to meet you and to discuss. You're right, there is a positive impetus for the Indo-French trade at the moment. It's certain the visit of our president in January, just 1 month ago, was a big success, and it has reinforced our collaboration in many sectors, including trade, commerce, exchanges between companies, but also people-to-people exchanges. And we can build upon this dynamic to move forward, go ahead. And we are in very strong partnership with India. Our president, our ministers are all very involved and very interested in expanding relations between France and India. Absolutely. There is a very good context for the moment because France has many assets and many good positive things to offer to India. I could elaborate later on, but yes, shortly presented. That's the main. Yes, it's a very positive time for Indians to invest in France and for French to invest in India. And we can see the trend is positive. There is really a lot of dynamism, and I'm sure it will keep on growing in the next few years.
I'm sure too. And we see a lot of talks about some kind of an Indo-French pact being formed on a world level. That the Indian government is especially approaching the French government because, especially the ISIS attacks that have happened. What are your views on the ISIS attacks that have recently affected Paris as well as India? That again connects India with Paris in another way, and we are suffering from the same attackers. So, what is your take on that? I would like to know, and how are the people in Paris responding to that? What is the sentiment? What is the condition of the mindset there in the Parisians?
Terrorism is a common threat for France and India, for many countries in the world. It can target anyone, anywhere, anytime. So it's a big challenge nowadays. And after the last tragic events in Paris, the French people were very touched by all the messages of solidarity expressed by Indians. It was really moving, and it gave us a lot of comfort. We have received, especially here in Kolkata, many warm messages from Indians. And it has given us strength to keep on standing up against this barbarian act. Nothing can justify this terrible manslaughters, and of course, the collaboration, the cooperation between France and India is very effective in the field of strategic affairs and counter-terrorism. There is a really strong partnership. And I would like to stress that despite these tragic events, we have not observed any decrease in the visa applications in India from Indian citizens wishing to travel to France. So it was very important. By contrast, people are still applying for traveling to France. We have seen the visas here are as high as last year.
As high as they used to be. They are unaffected.
Because exactly, Indians are, I would say, very brave. They are not afraid by terrorism. Sadly, they are used to this.
They are
because
immune to it.
It
now.
happened in the past in India, so they are immune, as you said. And it's true, they are contrary to other nationalities. Indians are not deterred from traveling to France, and it's very important for us to have Indians traveling to France. Yes, they show their solidarity by going to France. They are not afraid, and they will not be afraid. Terrorists will not win. Terrorists won't. They want
They
people
want
to
that
be
people
afraid,
get
to be
afraid
scared.
and they stop coming to the country.
Exactly, to
But,
prompt some unrest, trouble, civil war in France. And I must also emphasize that tourism is very important for French economy. It's a lot of our GDP, and it creates a lot of jobs. And it's in the current context, it is important for our economy to keep on creating jobs. And it's true, we rely a lot on tourism, and France is of course a beautiful country to visit, and Indians are doing that. In Kolkata, 80% of the visas are applied by tourists. So it's you see, it's very meaningful. People, especially here, they love traveling to France. It's true, mainly in Paris, in the region of Paris, but not only. There are also beautiful, other beautiful regions in France. Normandy, the south, the Riviera, the mountains, the vineyard, Bordeaux, Bourgogne. So we encourage Indians to go to France, and for that we have put in place a new visa policy since last year. It is now very effective and very fast for Indians who want to visit France. They can apply for a visa Schengen and get it within 48 hours. It's a very quick. It doesn't mean that we don't look very attentively at the files. We still have, of course, security concerns, but we have now a new organization which allows us to process very quickly. So Indians wanting to travel to France within 48 hours. So if you want to travel to Paris on Friday, you can, or rather Saturday. You can decide last minute. And similarly, France is a very welcoming destination for businessmen.
Yes.
For high chief executive wanting to go to France to be appointed there, highly qualified employees. We have now streamlined our immigration policy, and it facilitates the resident permits to Indians who want to be based in France. We have many facilities now. It is very effective, very fast for Indians wanting to go to France for business. We can help them. We have different programs who are aimed at helping Indians to go to France for founding startups. For instance, we have some grants can be given to them for setting up a business. We have a single contact point, help desk, to support them to answer their questions about the formalities or the administrative démarches. So all this is designed to help Indians to establish their business, to exchange with France, and it is the results are already there, and we hope it will even more develop.
Right, but for instance, if someone does, like you said, the application procedure is really fast. So if one doesn't want to go through an agent and wants to apply directly, who is the right go-to person to? What is the right procedure to apply directly for a French visa?
They can apply at the VFS office in Kolkata.
VFS.
Yes, in Kolkata. They have a website,
Yes.
very clear.
VFS Global?
VFS Global, yes. You have some documents to provide, and it's very easy.
It's very easy.
Yes, you have a very nice welcome at VFS. It is not long. Since last November, we have implemented biometrics, so it's a big change. You have to appear in person at VFS office just to give your fingerprints, biometrics data. It's a big change, but America, UK are doing that already. And once you have given your data, fingerprints once, it is valid for 5 years. You don't need to go back to VFS if you have given already your data prints. It is valid. So it's just once.
Just once you
Yes, yes.
for that.
And it's mandatory. It's mandatory, but once you have your Schengen visa, it is valid for all the Schengen countries. You can go to France, but also Switzerland, Germany, and so
You
on.
made it very, very mobile, you know?
Yes.
You made it very easy and permeable for
We encourage and strongly encourage mobility of Indians to France, to Europe, to, as we said at the beginning, to reinforce the links between our two countries.
So what do you say about the education and the scholarships that Paris is willing to, offer to Indians here, and are you promoting that?
Yes,
Do you
absolutely.
promote it? And
Yes.
how?
Indeed. You must know that France is the third country in the world for foreign students. After America, UK, France has almost 300,000 foreign students every year in France. So we have a tradition to welcome foreign students. In Paris, we have very good universities, business schools, engineering schools, management school, among the best in the world.
Yes.
For instance, we have the MBA at SYED in Fontainebleau.
Yes, of course.
It's one of the most famous in the world. But we have also the MBA at HEC, High School of Commerce. It is the best one in Europe. We have so MBA, of course, postgraduate for Indian students who want to complete their curriculum. We have also a tradition of very good mathematicians, the Fields medals, the Nobel Prize for Mathematics. 12 French has been awarded this medal. It just shows the high quality of the French education. France invests around more than 6% of its GDP for education. It's above the average of European countries. So we have very highly qualified, highly skilled workforce as a consequence of this very good schools and education system. We have in Kolkata an office called Campus France. It is based in Alliance Française in Kolkata, but they are working closely with embassy in Delhi, and they provide information, very detailed information about how to study in France for students. If your family, your brothers, your sisters want to go, your children want to go to France, they can ask Campus France here in Kolkata, and we will be very happy to provide you some information, documents. We organize every year events, fairs, to make it even more known, yes, to increase awareness about France. Because in India, people, of course, think first at English-speaking countries for studying. It's normal. UK, Australia, America, but you also have France and other French-speaking countries with very good schools also, Switzerland, Belgium, Canada. That's why you can go to Alliance Française to learn French and also to choose a training or a master in France, depending on your sectors.
Exactly. Would you look at importing, bringing those French universities and educational institutions here in Kolkata? Do you have any such plans in mind that you would like to, like, say, Agarwaal, or they are really popular amongst those who are interested in, say, pastry making, or maybe do you have any intention of opening them branches?
Yeah, on a small scale for the time being. First, we have some MOUs, some partnership with French and Kolkata universities. University of Kolkata, Presidency, YFLO, some IITs also have MOUs, partnership with French universities.
Okay.
Yes. Then we also try to increase exchanges between schools. Not only higher education, but also secondary schools exchanges. Cordon Bleu, some Indian chefs are being trained in France. There is no project for now for Cordon Bleu to come in Kolkata, but French gastronomy, talking about French gastronomy, we have a very old tradition of excellence in gastronomy. We lack a French restaurant in Kolkata, but next month, on the 21st of March, we will organize a great event. It's called Good Food, to celebrate French gastronomy in 8 restaurants in Kolkata. All the 5-star hotels, in Kolkata will organize dinner with a French menu. You can go anywhere, Agarwaal, etc. You will have a French.
Only on that date?
On that day,
So
21st.
Is there anything special about that date?
It is a worldwide operation. The 21st is the first day of spring, and it's the renewal, a new season. It's just an occasion to enjoy some French food, because in some countries, in some cities, like in Kolkata, you don't have French restaurant. So it's a pity. So we want Indians of the city to have at least once a year the occasion to taste some food. You can go to 1 or 2 restaurants the same evening if you want to enjoy even more. But you can have a look at the menu. It will be on their website. Yes. The Park Hotel, the Novotel, of course. Novotel, Swiss Hotel, ITC, Hyatt, Oberoi, Taj, many 8 restaurants altogether.
8 restaurants.
So it's yes, and it can of course give some ideas to Indians who want to train in cooking. Then, if they want to learn more about cooking, they have some trainings. We can help them to find a good school in France or in Switzerland to learn French food. It exists.
Then it can be done.
It can be done.
Okay. Are there any distance courses which are very popular in the city of Kolkata, linked with Paris? So there are distance courses which are taking place and they're working well, or do you want to introduce some?
We are studying some options for the time being, it's true. But in Kolkata especially, we have noticed that the the strong majority, huge majority, are mainly interested in management and engineering training. So we need, at least some minimum quantity of public to launch new projects. Otherwise, it will be too limited. So we are looking at some new opportunities, but for now, we are more focused on these current partnerships who are doing well, and I'm sure it will be even more. It will grow even more.
Great. So I think we can just open the questions to the audience, and if you have any questions.
I just wanted to ask, like, US gives generally 10 years visa, but like I've been traveling to France for last 3 years consecutively, but every time you have to take a fresh visa. So isn't the visa duration can be increased, maybe 5 years or maybe like,
Yes,
you know?
yes, we can. Absolutely. If you have already traveled to France many times, you can apply next time, and we, here at the French consulate, it's not the case for maybe the Italian or the German consulate, but here we give a lot of circulation visa up to 5 years.
Okay.
It's possible. Nowadays, today, every day, around 10% of our visas are circulation visa. So next time you can ask, and we can give you up to 5 years. It is absolutely, it is some guidelines from our HQ in Paris. We want more Indians visiting France for tourism, for studying, for business, for any reason, because as we were saying, our human exchanges are boosted by these travels, by these exchanges, and that's the priority at the top of the state in France. That's what our president said last month. So we have to implement this priority to have more Indians going to France. You will be most welcome. Do not hesitate. If you have any queries, any difficulties in getting your visa, you can contact us. VFS Global is a front desk. They collect the applications, they send it to us. Every day our colleagues look at the applications, at the files, then it goes back to VFS to be collected. But we are in charge. We control the entire procedure, and if there is a problem, you can draw our attention and we will help you.
Great, actually.
No, it's a big change, of course, because it has not been the case in the past. It has not been like that all the time. We are aware of that. And it could have prompted some misunderstanding about France being closed, the borders very excessively, strictly controlled. We have still
Perception, you know?
Yeah, because we don't fear Indians. We have no concern about Indians going to France, except very particular case. Some very poor people can migrate to France, but we know them. We know them. Middle class Indians, there is no problem, because we know you are Indians and it will not create difficulties for us. We have some other countries in the world, it's not the case, of course, we are very strict. But for India, it has been decided that we should be more open. Of course, it is a priority of our government, but I don't think next year, after the next elections in France, in 2017, even if the new party comes to power, it will not change completely. Because it has been like this for now 4 years.
For promoting business between both the countries, any buyer-seller meets, anything like any information or trade shows for, because we are exporters and we have we've been supplying to a couple of departmental stores there in France. So do you keep for the record, like if any of the French company visits you, ask you about the information pertaining to, do you supply them with that?
Yes, for now in Kolkata we have not really a lot of French companies coming to prospect. Since I'm here, I have not met.
Okay.
Only a few are based in Kolkata. We have only 15 French companies or French subsidiaries here, because it's less dynamic than other regions. So it's not easy to attract French companies here. But for you, if you want to export to France, we have a special dedicated service in Delhi. It's called Business France. You can consult our website. There is an English version. There is Doing Business with France. You go in this section and you will see the contact, especially Mr. Dominique Frachon. He helps Indian companies to export to France, to put them in contact with good interlocutors, good partners in France. For a leader, for instance, I'm sure he can help, because that's his work. He's completely specialized on this goal. So if you need, I can also give you his name, but he is on our website. You can find it easily, and he's very good expert. He has been in India for many years, and he knows how to favor business-to-business contact.
Thank you.
One more question. A friend of mine has been staying in Paris for like nearly 8 to 9 years, and the husband has applied for a French citizenship. So like how easy it is to get a citizenship there in France? If a person is staying there for 9 years, 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years. 10 years of residence, you are allowed to candidate for the
So is
French
it easy?
It is easier if you show, if you have some proof you are integrated in the French society. If you know the language, for instance, if you can speak French, it will definitely help you a lot, because you have to pass a test, and it gives you a lot of points. So if you have been very well integrated in the French society, if you have not, if you had no problem with the police, if you had no problem with anyone, you have a good file, and it is possible, especially if you are a highly qualified person, because France needs talents, and France wants to welcome more Indian talents. So if you want to get the French citizenship after 10 years of residence, it can be less if you are already a member of your family who is French. It will be quicker. But after 10 years, you can apply, and if you show good elements, solid elements that you are almost French because you can speak the language and you are interested in living in France, it will be possible. Absolutely.
Application of the citizenship. Are you thinking about doing
No, a friend of mine is there for like 9 years. The husband is there for more than 10 years, so we have applied. So
Yes.
on behalf of them, I've asked that.
Sure.
No, it's good to know that, and we have many French of Indian origins. They are very well integrated, successful. They have not the same problem as other communities in France, from Africa, for instance. Indians, Chinese people always are very successful in France. That's a well-known fact, because they are hard workers. They are very committed to their activities. It's education, I think. The parents educate their children to work hard. That's why they are successful in many sectors. Business, but also administrative, services, industries, and many sectors. So it's very positive, and that's why, as we are saying, we want more Indians going to France temporarily, not for necessarily for getting the citizenship. It's not mandatory. We have many foreigners living in France for decades, but of course it's an option. You can apply.
Right. Would there be any, French, specialized itinerary planners and people like, say, they have Premier Explorer? In case you're aware of that, they have Premier Explorer for the British. British just started this league,
Yes.
So that's for very niche travelers.
Yes.
So if you want to go to France, they plan the entire itinerary and they make it really, very good, and they show the best of the country, and for the elitist.
Yes.
So do you have something like that planned, or do you want to launch something like that?
Actually, we are in contact with the travel agents in Kolkata. We meet them very often. They have itinerary for collective travels for groups, but it's true, it's always in Paris, mainly in Paris. We would like them to enlarge the proposals to go to other regions, but the problem is that they go to France, but they lack time, because they also go to other countries. With the same travel, they go to other countries. Sometimes 10 countries within 15 days. So it's a lot. That's why they don't go elsewhere in France. It's a pity, because there are plenty of beautiful regions to visit.
10 days can be spent in France easily.
I know, but why not? It would be wonderful if, but it's on an individual basis. Indians can ask their travel agents, it's possible. They all told us that we can ask to the travel agents to prepare a different program to go elsewhere in France, not only in Paris.
To explore the outskirts
Yeah.
and, you know.
It's a pity because I read in the brochures of Thomas Cook, for instance, that it is only 2 days in Paris, and the second day you have the choice between Versailles Palace or Disneyland. It's either one or the other.
Yes.
So we are trying to encourage them by talking with them. I will meet them next week. We'll have a reception here at the consulate with the travel agent. I will talk to them. I will try to see if they can propose a
Specialized
wider,
trips to Paris, you know, to France,
Yes.
especially, you know, to maybe go to the vineyards and, you know, take trips
Yes.
in the outskirts and lovely villages and lovely small places that can be visited.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure Indians would love that.
Yes, true. France is the world leading destination, the first destination for foreign tourists. We welcome every year more than 80 million people, million tourists. So we hope we can reach the level of 100 million tourists, if possible,
Absolutely.
because most of the tourists stay a very short time in France. We have observed that they stay longer in Italy or in Spain. They don't sleep so many nights in France. So it's a pity because there are once again many beautiful, amazing places to discover. So maybe we should communicate even more
Yes,
about that.
exactly. So I would love to, you know, that
So that could give me
learn
very-
more about the lovely places that can be visited,
Yes.
because I think awareness is lacking. And we do take specialized, you know, now it's not more like, you know, we earlier used to visit like 10 places in 20 days. But those are the days which used to be. Now people are taking very specific trips to one particular place and, you know, exploring everything around in greater detail, especially, you know, the people I would be able to connect you with. So I would love to learn more about it, and why not bridge the gap
Of course.
and, you know, create the awareness. Why not?
France has the largest road network in Europe. It's very easy to circulate, to travel from one place to another. We have a very efficient, the best high-speed railway in France. We have many airports. Of course, Charles de Gaulle in Paris is the second airport in Europe after Heathrow for the number of passengers, and the first for cargo. We also have very good ports for tonnage. Marseille, the 6th port in Europe. Le Havre in Normandy is the 8th port. We have so many good connections, interconnections. France geographically is at the heart of Europe, so it's very easy to go elsewhere to connect. It's a gateway. It's a gateway. It's a gateway to the rest of Europe,
Absolutely.
to Middle East, to Africa.
Absolutely.
So it's a perfect place to establish your business
To
or your
establish the business.
to have a
exactly.
center there.
Yes.
It's we have many assets on. It will be a long list. In this constraint time, it's difficult to elaborate
Come
more.
to it. Yes.
But I could speak very long about many assets France has to propose in terms of infrastructure, in terms of legal framework, of security, of quality of life. So we know in fact that in France people are art de vivre, quality of life, the life expectancy is the sixth in the world at birth. We are very good in healthcare infrastructure. We have a long tradition of excellence in the fields of art, culture. The Louvre Museum is by far the most visited museum in the world.
Yes.
You could spend 3 days at least there, but people also.
They just visit it for a day,
Yeah.
or maybe half a day.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
too
just
short.
go look at the painting of the Mona Lisa and
Yeah.
out there. You know.
Like everyone, but
Yeah.
it's even much more than that.
There's definitely so much more.
So it's another reason. You have also other museums in Paris, in other cities. So it's there is many reasons to do business with France or to go there for tourism, for exchanges with some partners. I'm sure you will not regret it. It's a perfect destination.
Great, thank you. Lovely interaction. I think we have one last question.
Is your health care is covered by the state or the people have to pay for it?
It's partly taken in charge by the state. We have what is called social security. So there is some discount on the price of medicines, and some of the expenses are reimbursed by the state.
What percentage?
This social security is now completed more and more by private insurance. Private insurance, because the public social security does not reimburse every medicine. They are because it's very costly. It's this state, this welfare state has been in France since the last Second World War, the end of the Second World War. Now it has been reformed to be less costly because there is a deficit, a financial deficit of course, because people are living more and more longer. We have more and more retired people. We need some health care. It's costly, it's expensive, but yes, a large part of health expenses are taken in charge by the state, not only for the French but also for the foreigners. But one is encouraged to have also private insurance to be fully covered.
Great. I think we close this lovely event on this note. Thank you so much for all the information shared today. I'm sure it's given the members a lot to take back. And we have very few members here today because the number of members that we were expecting were very limited. And we could not exceed those number of members, and that's why we always request that once you've made a registration, please make sure that you attend. Like, there are certain names that I have on my fingertips right now, who I know had registered. But it's unfortunate that they miss a wonderful event like this, and it's completely their loss, let me say. But yes, I'd love to, take this message forward, not only to this limited number of people, but to the entire organization. And the entire video that is taken is going to be shared even with the media, and also it's going to be shared on YouTube. So for all the members who have missed out, the entire 800 member base that we have in YFLO, and they would be able to benefit from what we have interacted today. And definitely, so it doesn't remain limited to this at all.
Thank you, it's good to know, and it was a pleasure for me. It would have been even more pleasant and enjoyable if we had no rain today. We could have organized our meeting in the garden. That's what was planned at the beginning.
Yes.
And finally, because of the sudden rainfall, we had to move
Sudden changes in weather today, yes.
The grass was too muddy for especially women with sometimes heels. It can be dangerous.
That's really thoughtful.
Thank you so much. All the time.
Yeah, so I'm happy you enjoyed, and I'm still available to answer your questions if you need. Don't hesitate, and you can enjoy some coffee, tea, and some cakes just over there.
Please, you do not have to organize so much. I mean, only tea would have been also great.
Don't hesitate.
Thank you. Members, please enjoy. And thank you.
Thank you to you.
Thank you so much.
बहुत खुशी हुई.
फिर मिलेंगे.
फिर मिलेंगे.
मैं कहा था कि मैं बहुत खुश था आज आपके साथ बोलना, बातचीत करना दिलचस्प था, और माफ कीजिए मेरी हिंदी बोलने की आदत छूट गई. लेकिन दिलचस्प था, और ज़रूर मैं विश्वास करता हूँ कि अगली बार मिलेंगे.
फिर से मिलेंगे
That's
और
okay.
बहुत बड़े स्केल में और भी.
Mm-mm-mm.
We'll definitely do something in a much larger scale this time. You know, maybe not in the consulate, of course, we do it in the larger.